Good morning. Welcome to my thought for the day. We are now in Luke chapter 19, verses 28 to 40. And as I was reading it this morning, I was thinking, well, we're so familiar with this story, this account of Jesus sending his disciples to find a donkey that had never been ridden on and perhaps say a password. It sounds a bit like a password, an arranged set of words. Things were dangerous for Jesus at that time. There were many enemies, many people trying to trap him, and it seems like they had an arrangement with somebody there, and there were certain things that needed to be said, and then the donkey would be released to him. I don't suppose many people in those days, I don't really know, owned a donkey. It's not like our world where most people own a car. I don't think many people did own a donkey because they didn't have the need to travel long distances the way that we have developed in our culture and our world. And probably this colt was valuable and important to the owner. Anyway, Jesus had this arrangement, and as I was reading it, I was thinking this was a living parable. He told lots of parables. We've been thinking about the parable of the pounds, the parable of the three servants who were given £1 each to work, to trade with. This is a living parable. And this is fulfilling, of course, prophecies of the Old Testament. Jesus knew the prophecies, and he knew they applied to him. And until he did this, nobody really knew that it was going to apply to this particular period of time. Because in the old, when you can make sense of the Old Testament when you know the things that happened that you're fitting the prophecies into. But when you haven't got the actual events, it's very difficult to make sense of it. It's a bit like all the prophecies we have about the second coming of Jesus. We all have slightly different opinions about the order of events and how long it will take, and what will happen first and then next and then next. And why is that so? Because we don't have one account, one book that tells us exactly the order, how everything will fit in and how everything will happen. Once it happens, we will see how everything fits and how every prophecy about the second coming was right. It will make sense. But most people did not put together all the prophecies about the Messiah until it happened. And then they said, oh, this is what was told by that prophet. That prophet said this would happen, and this is it. This is the real thing. This is the thing come to pass. And Jesus was acting out, living out the foretelling of the prophet to say that he would come and he would ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. And it was a living parable. And he was demonstrating in front of their eyes the fact that he was not a conquering king. He was not coming to declare his kingdom on this earth. He was coming to show the kind of kingdom he was going to be king of. A kingdom that was peaceable and gentle and happy. What a happy day it was. All those people lining the sides of the road, cheering him, putting their cloaks down on the road, taking palm branches, waving them. It was a happy day. Jesus brings happiness to us and joy. And they made a lot of noise. They were shouting. They were making a lot of noise. They were shouting. They were celebrating. Oh, this is the one we've been waiting for. This is the fulfillment of everything. This is wonderful. And some of the Pharisees in the multitude said to him, "Teacher, rebuke your disciples." What for? For being too noisy? for disturbing the peace, for saying things that weren't true. That's what they thought. But Jesus didn't think like that. He said, I tell you, if these were silent, the very stones would cry out. You know, the world, the inanimate objects of this world, know who Jesus is. And if we don't use our voices to declare his greatness, if we are silent, the world declares who Jesus is. In a loud voice, the majesty of the stars, the marvelous creation, the marvelous variety, the infinite detail. If the scriptures could describe, as in Romans 1, how the world testifies and how creation testifies to the reality of God, to the Creator, how much more, the more we know about how things work and about the minute detail of cells and animals and life, how can we not declare the glory of the Creator, the designer of it all? You know, the world knows who its Creator is. And we catch up slowly. We human beings, we think too much, really. But it also says, you know, sometimes, some of us, we've been brought up, I was brought up with this, in the sort of church where there was never any noise, there was never any celebration. Even on Easter Sunday, the greatest day to celebrate resurrection, it was expected to be done quietly and gently, not jumping up and down and shouting, he's won, he's alive. You know, have you watched any of these women's matches, football matches? There's been a lot of celebration, a lot of shouting, a lot of excitement. You know, why shouldn't we get excited about what God has done for us? Why do we have to be self-controlled and quiet? And, you know, there are times to raise our voice and say how wonderfully God has blessed us. You know, we each have a voice. We have a voice. The stones don't have a voice, but they would cry out if we didn't. And I tell you something, I do not want any stone to give God better praise than I do. Enough for today. God bless you. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.